Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. For today's episode, um, I'm going to be doing my NFL season predictions, the regular season predictions. I'm going to be doing finally my week one predictions, my week two college football predictions, and everything else that I got to adjust to. So let's just get straight to it. So before we get into any football related content, let's talk about the U.S. Open. The women's championship is today. It's starting in a couple hours. It's between Coco Golf and Sabalenka, I believe that's her name. Um, so yeah, we'll have to see. I'm gonna be picking Coco Golf to win it all. But we'll have to wait and see on that. So that's my prediction for the women's singles, and then for the men's singles championship. The semifinals were yesterday, and it was well, that scared the shit out of me. Alcaraz, the number one overall, the number one best ranked male tennis player, obviously from Spain. He lost to the number three seed in the tournament against Medvedev. I'm just gonna say it like that. So he's in the championship playing tomorrow, and then Djokovic, of course, showing again dominance, and once again he's gonna make it to the championship, beating this guy named Shelton, some the American guy who's played the entire tournament pretty well. So it's gonna be Djokovic and then Medvedev tomorrow at 4 p.m. And then obviously today we have Coco Golf versus Sabalenka. And so I'm picking Coco Golf to win it today, and then I'm gonna pick probably Djokovic again tomorrow's championship. So that's gonna be pretty fun and pretty interesting. So those are my U.S. Open picks. Now for the FIBA World Cup, we only got a couple more games left. Earlier last night, we had a couple games. We had Italy versus Slovenia. I think this was the seventh place game. So it was Italy versus Slovenia. Italy losing 89 to 85. So Italy officially is eighth place, and then Slovenia gets put in seventh place. And then the fifth place match, we had Latvia versus Lithuania, which Latvia destroyed Lithuania 98 to 63 after the Americans lost to Lithuania. Yeah, they both kind of just fell off. And Lithuania, they get sixth place while Latvia gets fifth place. So that's that. And so obviously later tonight at 4:30 in the morning, the match for third place between the U.S. versus Canada will happen, and then the championship at 8:45, Germany versus Serbia. So I mean, I got the U.S. taking third. I have at least them taking bronze for the tournament. Hopefully, they can beat Canada, and then between Germany and Serbia for the championship, who do I got? I'm probably gonna pick Germany. They have been dominant. And well, Germany, like, yeah, they beat us, but you know what? Fair salute to them. They have some really good players. I mean, Dennis Schroeder has played amazing all tournament long, and they have some really good guys there. So you know what? Let's see if Germany can take it all. In basketball, I never thought that Germany was that loaded and that talented in basketball. I kind of was sleeping on them. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but well, here they are. They're making moves, and now they most likely will be World Cup champions or world champions by tomorrow morning. So yeah, that's for the U.S. Open, and that's for the FIBA World Cup. So let's just get straight into football, pretty much now. I mean, the rest of it is football. Um, let's talk about the Lions and Chiefs game on Thursday Night Football. So I did watch the first half of the game. I kind of fell asleep during the second half of the game. I was exhausted that Thursday morning. But I was watching a little bit of the first half, and then the second half, I just kind of woke up towards the end of the fourth quarter. And I watched a little bit of the end, but it was pretty much wraps up over there. The Chiefs, defensively were solid. They were actually pretty good. The Chiefs defense has stood their ground against the Lions offense, which the Lions offense wasn't really doing much in this game. But the Lions defense, I mean, only holding the Chiefs to 20 points was very well executed. I mean, the Lions defense only holding up the offense for Kansas City up to only 20 points. Yes, obviously Travis Kelce wasn't playing in this game. This is the first time Travis Kelce was not active in a football game due to injury. I mean, he's a machine. He doesn't fucking he always plays. He's always active. He never misses games. So this was such a rare occasion. And obviously, starting the season off without Travis Kelce for the Chiefs cost them because unfortunately they actually ended up taking the loss. Yes, you heard that right. The Lions came into Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium and defeated the Chiefs 21-20 in their season opener in ring night. The defending champions are now 0-1 to start the new season, and while the Lions, a 1-point victory. Let's talk about the Lions first. Respect to the Lions. They showed up. They were competitive, and they proved the league. Now, hey, I mean, look, I know that Travis Kelce wasn't playing. Chris Jones wasn't playing as well. We're still into seeing if he's going to be getting paid during throughout the season. If they're going to make him a deal, if they're going to get a done deal soon enough for Chris Jones, because he doesn't even know if he's going to stay in KC or if something's going to happen. What is going to happen, right? And yeah, no Kelce, no Chris Jones. Yes, they didn't have all their guys, and the receiving core without Travis Kelce proved to be very, very weak in week one. It was very much of a disaster for the Chiefs receiving core, especially when we mentioned this guy, Kadarius Toney. Before we get to Kadarius Toney and the Chiefs, so the Lions, I mean, their defense played great. They stood out only, again, once I just said, only letting the Chiefs score 20 points. That's obviously very, very impressive. Despite whoever's out, this is the first game of the season. People are getting their expectations on the Lions, seeing what the hype is all about, because people are just looking in, like seeing, the Lions are not really going to do good. Y'all just hyping them up for nothing, and the Chiefs are going to destroy them, this and that and that. And obviously, I wanted this to be a competitive game. This is the first game of the season. Everybody's watching this game to get, the season starting off right here. Everyone's watching this game. In Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes played solid, but man, his receiving core just let him down. And obviously, once again, I just point out Kadarius Toney, he had a rough game. It was a disaster. This man had butterfingers throughout the whole game. It was actually sad. I don't even want to make jokes. I mean, the NFL memes, Ghetto Gronk, we're seeing. I've already seen a shit ton of memes as expected. So they're doing their job to keep that entertainment aspect. But man, I saw the highlights for the Chiefs. There wasn't much, and then when I kept seeing that replay of that pick six that somehow ended up being into a pick six is remarkable. I mean, Mahomes threw a slight pass right to Kadarius Toney, and just from the tips of his fingers, just couldn't grab to the ball, deflected off of his hands, and then Brian Branch from the Lions defensive end gets the ball right in the middle and just drives in, picks up like 40, 50 yards for a pick six, man. It was a pretty embarrassing way to give up 6 points or 7 points after. It was a disaster, man. It was a total disaster of a play. There was not much after that the Chiefs could have done offensively, because the Lions, of course, only allowed them, with them 20 points. And I mean, those, 7 points right there, KC just gave them. So it was a disaster, man. Kadarius Toney was just all over the place, and Mahomes just was trying to find a lot of open targets. Sky Moore wasn't that great either. Marquise Scantley had like a pretty solid game. He was getting a lot of yardage, and he was definitely getting a lot of the completions done and everything, but not much to be said. And the run game wasn't. I mean, did they even run the ball? They barely even ran the ball. Let me look at the actual stats. I'm just kind of freestyling over here, but the Lions, like the game overall, like Patrick Mahomes, like, okay, so the Lions, let's talk about the Lions first. So Jared Goff had 22 for 35 attempts. He had 253 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. And then David Montgomery did have a rushing touchdown, had 74 yards, 21 carries. Amon-Ra St. Brown obviously had 71 yards, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown was crazy. He had a good game. And Obviously, Brian Branch was the one who got the pick six going. Patrick Mahomes, 21 for 39, 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Obviously, the 1 pick from that pick 6 as well, which just sucks how that went. Rashid Rice and Blake Bell were the 2 guys getting a touchdown on this game, with Rashid Rice 29 yards and then 3 interceptions, and Blake 3 receptions, and then a touchdown for Blake Bell, who I believe was the backup tight end in replacement for Travis Kelce. He had a touchdown with 12 yards and 2 receptions. Not much from the run game as well. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire only had 7 yards. Tony had 1 yard and 1 reception, and he dropped the ball 3 times. I mean, he had that pick 6 collapse, you know what I mean? And then he also missed a pivotal catch late in the game with like 2.5 minutes left. He was wide the fuck open, had a lot of separation from the defender, and just could not get the ball going and couldn't move. At least I would have set them up for field goal range if he would have caught that ball, would have gotten the first down easily, and then maybe the Chiefs would have, hit a field goal to potentially win the game. So yeah, little things like that. Kadarius Toney just made just kind of ruined it for the offense, and the Chiefs just couldn't get much going with that. Yeah, Kadarius Toney just had a disastrous game. It can't get any worse for a receiver to have a piss poor game like that. So it sucks for him to have to go through that. But it's week 1. You have all season long to prove everybody fucking talking shit about you, making fun of you now. Like, you have all season long to get that out of your back. And, you are a Super Bowl champion. Like, I guess that's something you could, remind them of. But at the same time, don't get too in your head. You had that one terrible ass fucking game. It can't get any worse than that. You can't play. You just know that was the bottom of the barrel for Kadarius Toney. I mean, what could be worse than missing 3 legit easy catches, only picking up a yard and a reception in the game, and just couldn't get much separation, and just for 4 quarters. You played for 4 quarters and that's all you did. It was not good. So I feel like that's the worst he could possibly get. He's gonna definitely be popping off one game. He's definitely gonna have his highlights and everything. But that's another thing with Kadarius Toney. I feel like he's a mix of highlights and lowlights. I feel like I've never seen like a Kadarius, or I just can't really think of many Kadarius Toney like moments where he's just consistent the entire game. If he's fucking having a highlight in one game, you know what I mean? He's just having a low light. I mean, the Super Bowl, he had damn near almost an 100-yard punt return touchdown. Punt return touchdown on goddamn near, and almost send the fucking Chiefs getting another score in late in the Super Bowl. So I mean, those were highlights right there in itself. And then obviously this game, the first game after the Super Bowl, just couldn't get much going here. So yeah, the Chiefs, man, they're 0-1. They're officially right now the worst team in the NFL. And the Lions are the best team in the NFL. So respect to the Lions, man. I mean, the hype has only gotten bigger. Now that you beat the Chiefs, the expectations have just been set a lot fucking higher. The Lions, who do they play in week 2? They play against the Seahawks in Detroit. My goodness, imagine. I mean, they played the Chiefs. They beat them in Arrowhead. I mean, they're going to be playing at home for week 2 against the Seahawks. But, I mean, it's going to be a pretty interesting game. The Seahawks are expected to be still a playoff contending team after we thought they were going to be garbage last year. Or at least most people thought so. We'll see next week how the Lions can perform there. And then for the Chiefs, next week in week 2, they're not going to get easier. They're going up against the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So it's going to be a playoff rematch. That's going to be a rematch of the divisional round game of earlier this year. So that's going to be pretty exciting to watch there. But yeah, that is the Lions and the Lions versus Chiefs week 1 Thursday night football recap. Tomorrow, man. Tomorrow is Sunday, and we're finally gonna get some football week 1 action. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm just being in my living room all day tomorrow, just watching football. Just nothing else is important for tomorrow. I still have to get homework done. I'll have to stay up the entire night tonight just to make sure I get everything fucking done, so that tomorrow I don't have to stress about a single thing. So that's gonna be that. Next part of the episode, let's move on. Let's transition. Let me do my week 2 predictions for college football. Let's just get that out the way. So ESPN week 2 college football. Let's get straight to it. I mean, we're gonna have some pretty good games. I mean, we have Alabama, Texas in week today. We have Texas A&M versus Miami. We have Colorado versus Nebraska. There's gonna be some pretty good games. So I'm just gonna kind of give you guys some predictions of who I think is gonna win. Um, Thursday there was a game actually. Louisville and Murray State. Oh Jesus Christ! Louisville destroyed them 56-0. That's a fucking blowout. And then Friday there was actually a game. I think Kansas was playing yesterday, against Illinois, and yep, they won 34-23. And also Indiana beats Indiana State 41-7. Okay, but for the games for today, we're just going random fucking order. Okay, let's go with Georgia Ball State. I mean, Georgia's gonna fucking annihilate them. That's no question. I don't know. Georgia's gonna wipe them. Michigan versus UNLV. Give me Michigan destroying them. Ohio State, Young State. Give me Ohio State destroying them. Penn State, Delaware. Give me Penn State destroying them. Notre Dame and NC State. Notre Dame is going to wipe their ass. Utah and Baylor, give me Utah. Kansas State, Troy, give me Kansas State. Ole Miss and Tulane, give me Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss. Nebraska and Colorado, I think that's a pretty interesting game. Give me Colorado. Colorado after that first game last week. I'm definitely buying into the hype right now. Not going to lie. Clemson versus Charleston South. Give me Clemson, even though Clemson had a terrible ass game last week, but I don't think they're going to lose to Charleston South. Whatever. Wake Forest, Vanderbilt. Give me Wake Forest. Delaware State and Army. Delaware State. Wait, I think that's one of my. It's one of my alumni. I don't remember one of my classmates. Or not classmates. One of my alumni from my class, my graduating class. He's in Delaware State. And he played for the football team in my high school. And yeah, he was playing today, but they got goose egged 57-0 to Army. Yeah. Well, Anyways, Boston College, Holy Cross. I'm gonna probably pick like Boston College. Yeah. Virginia versus James Madison. Give me Virginia probably. Okay, let me go to other games. Iowa State, 20-13. That one's already done. Some of these games have already finished because some of these games have already finished, but some of them I haven't picked yet. So yeah, but not a lot of them. Not a lot of them has been picked. All right. Okay. Let me make my other predictions here. So Purdue, Virginia Tech. Give me Purdue. Give me Purdue winning this game. Miami versus Texas A&M. Give me Miami. Tulsa versus Washington. Give me Washington. Tennessee versus Austin Peay. Give me Tennessee. North Carolina, Appalachian State. Give me North Carolina. SMU versus Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma. Duke versus Lafayette or Lafayette. I don't know how to say it. Duke. Give me Duke. Ohio versus Florida Atlantic. Give me Florida Atlantic. North Texas, FIU. Give me FIU. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Give me Cincinnati. Texas, Alabama. This is going to be a really good game. Give me Alabama. I mean, Texas beat them last year in a crazy upset, and yeah, it was one of the best games, if not the best game last year in the regular season. And well, I definitely am excited to watch that game. And we also got Oregon, Texas Tech. That should be a good one. Give me Oregon. Give me Oregon. After Texas Tech losing to Wyoming last week, it was pretty rough, but it was a back and forth matchup. But give me Oregon and beat them. UConn, Georgia State. Give me UConn. Middle Tennessee, Missouri. Give me Missouri. UCF versus Boise State. Give me Boise State. Memphis versus Arkansas. Yeah, give me Memphis. Give me that. LSU versus Grambling State. I've never heard of Grambling State. Yeah, give me LSU. Florida versus McNeese. Give me Florida. Arizona, Mississippi State. Give me Mississippi State actually with the, I guess, upset. I mean, they're not really. I don't know if that's an upset or not. Wisconsin, Washington State. Give me Wisconsin. UCLA, San Diego State. Give me UCLA. TCU, Nicole's. Give me TCU. Sam Houston or Air Force. Give me Air Force. Southern Miss or Florida State. Give me Florida State. UC Davis, Oregon State. Give me Oregon State. Stanford versus USC. Ooh, this is gonna be another good game. Give me USC, man. Caleb Williams is probably gonna put up another great game to keep his Heisman. A second Heisman probably coming in this year if he can, fucking tear up the league once again. Auburn, California. Give me Auburn. Oklahoma State versus Arizona State. Give me Oklahoma State. And then Hawaii versus UNLV. Give me Hawaii. Yeah, give me Hawaii there. So those are my week 2 college football picks. Oh wait, let me put them on my ESPN fantasy because there's usually 10 teams that I got to make selections and so yeah, let me just make them real quick right here. Okay, so week 2. Okay, Nebraska, Colorado. I'm picking Colorado for sure. With Utah and Baylor, give me Utah. Notre Dame, NC State, Notre Dame, boom, boom, boom. Iowa State. I picked Iowa, right? Give me Iowa. Ole Miss versus Tulane. I picked Ole Miss. There we go. Texas A&M and Miami. Give me Miami. Boise State, UCF. Give me Boise State. Oregon versus Texas Tech. I said Oregon. Texas, Alabama. Give me Alabama. And then give me Oklahoma State over Arizona State. All right. So those are my 10 picks. Those are my 10 picks for college football. And yeah, that's that. What else are we missing? We're a couple missing things. All right. Yeah, those are my week 1 picks. Now let's do week 1 picks for the NFL. NFL season. NFL season, guys. Week 1 picks. Who do I think is going to win every single game in week 1 of the 2023-2024 NFL season? So, Tuesday night football, Thursday night football is wrapped up, obviously. Lions defeating the Chiefs 21-20. Now let's talk about the Sunday games tomorrow and the Monday night football game on Monday night. So let's make our first picks, shall we? All right, let me go on ESPN Fantasy and make the picks over here. This and that. Let's go straight into it. Perfect. All right, first game. Let's start off with the Carolina Panthers going up against the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, so the Carolina Panthers going up against the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, the Panthers, they just obviously now have Bryce Young. Their offense was a train wreck last year at certain moments, and then their defense was impressive and terrible at the same time. They couldn't really find much consistency last year. Now with Bryce Young in the mix of things, it should be entertaining to see how he can mix well with that offense. Who they do have a lot of good weapons. But speaking of good weapons that the Falcons just have, I mean, they just hit the jackpot, hopefully, or they expect, with hitting and drafting Bijan Robinson. And now they have a core of Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson. And then with their quarterback, Desmond Ridder, who doesn't have that many games or starts. He only has like 5 or 6 starts up until this point. It's going to be pretty inconsistent to see how Desmond Ridder is going to react, but a little bit more experience than Bryce Young. I mean, he's literally going to be making his debut, so it's going to be a little rusty for Bryce Young. I mean, it's his first game. He's going to definitely have his welcome to the NFL moment. It's not the preseason anymore. He kind of struggled against the Jets in the preseason. He struggled against another team in the preseason as well, but he definitely showed a little bit of glams and this and that, but I don't really know if there's going to be much showing for the Panthers and for Bryce Young in this game. While the Falcons, they do have a loaded ass offense, and Bijan Robinson could just off the rip show that he's this guy that everybody's expected to be a new sensation as a running back and going to be one of the best picks for fantasy football owners, and is going to be a running back that's going to tear up the whole league. So for that, I'm going to have to pick the Atlanta Falcons. I feel a little bit more comfortable with them right now. So give me the Atlanta Falcons beating the Panthers in week 1. Next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals going up against the Cleveland Browns. So Joe Burrow is now officially the most paid, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He just signed a 5-year, $280 million extension. I mean, holy shit! I mean, Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, Joe Money is just getting that fucking bag. He's the second best quarterback in the league, but he is the highest paid. And the highest paid, I mean, Justin Herbert was the highest paid. Fucking Daniel Jones was almost being the highest paid athlete. I mean, Mahomes was the highest paid for a little bit, but then eventually a bunch of quarterbacks surpassed him. And now Joe Burrow is the current highest paid in the league for the next couple seasons. And well, I mean, does that translate much? Maybe, because this man is the future for Cincinnati. And with already 3 seasons playing, or 2.5, because his rookie year he was injured. And then obviously the second year he made the Super Bowl. And then last year made it to the title game. And if it wasn't for a couple certain amount of plays, he would have probably went to the Super Bowl again last season. Look, guys, the Bengals are expected to win a Super Bowl this year. They are expected to have a lot of coming. You know, they're going to be one of the heavy favorites out of the AFC. If Kansas City is not there in the title game, Cincinnati will definitely be there. While the Browns, I mean, the Browns are always in the scatter mix of things for the playoffs. There's still a lot of inconsistencies with their defense at times. Their offense is loaded. I mean, Nick Chubb, they still got a top 2 running back in the league. Deshaun Watson, maybe he can pick things up. But for me, I mean, give me the Cincinnati Bengals, man. They're the better fucking team overall, and there's not much that the Browns could just adjust to with that defense at the moment. It's the first game of the season, so a lot of things can happen. The Bengals don't usually start the season very well, to be honest. I mean, last year they were like 0-2, but they still made it to the title game. So, you know, maybe the Browns could put up an upset alert against the Bengals tomorrow, but I just feel a little bit more comfortable picking the Bengals. But hey, you know, you never know. So we'll just have to wait and see. But give me the Bengals over the Browns. All right, next game we got the Jaguars versus the Colts. Yeah, the Colts. What do I say about the Colts? They're not a great team. They're not a fantastic team, but what they're looking forward to right now is their new quarterback, their young rookie quarterback in Anthony Richardson. He's going to be the starting quarterback for week 1 tomorrow for the Colts. So we got to see. We're going to see a first glimpse of Anthony Richardson. So it's going to be very impressive, hopefully, what we see from him tomorrow. But he's going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have a loaded defense, who has a loaded offense, especially. And Trevor Lawrence, he's just that fucking guy, man. And he's probably going to steamroll the Colts because the Colts just don't have a good defense. And offensively, we'll see what Richardson can do, but I'm not expecting anything too much out of his debut game. Against the Jaguars. The Jaguars this is their division to lose. This is their division to lose. The Jaguars can steamroll the entire division. They're going to probably sweep the Colts, the Texans, and the Titans in this division, most likely. And so they're probably going to get one win off the rip already. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Colts. I want to see Anthony Richardson showing already proofs of superstardom, but it's also his first game, so we're not going to put too much pressure on him. But I could still expect Anthony Richardson to put on a show throughout the whole season. But first game off rip against the Jaguars, and that defense is very dangerous as well, very an underrated defense as well. It's going to be kind of difficult to see what they can do. Next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the Minnesota Vikings. The Buccaneers, man, this is going to be a very weird, but also kind of back to the normal type of Buccaneers that they have been for the past 20-something years. They won a Super Bowl early in the 2000s, and now they won a Super Bowl during the pandemic, and they've had Brady for 3 seasons. And man, I mean, they were just on this journey with Tom Brady, the goated, with the GOAT on their team. But now he is out of town. He is out of the league. He is officially retired. He is chilling right now. He is just living his life. Football is just something that he is now watching, and maybe I don't know if he's probably still practicing football on the low, but right now he's not on an NFL roster. He's just chilling out by himself. And the Buccaneers, who could they possibly have to replace Tom Brady? Baker Mayfield. So, with that being said, the Vikings are going to win this game. Look, you think Baker Mayfield is going to do much against the Vikings? Like, the Vikings defense has improved over the past couple seasons, but their offense is loaded. So it doesn't matter how much the Buccaneers are going to put up, the Vikings are going to put up more. Yeah, Justin Jefferson probably going to have like 2 touchdowns. I think Justin Jefferson is going to have a great game. Kirk Cousins is going to have a phenomenal game probably. This Buccaneers defense, nothing special. They still have some pieces from that Super Bowl winning team, but a lot of them are not even there. And also, just Tom Brady's not throwing you the ball, and Baker Mayfield is probably going to be one of the most inconsistent QBs in the whole NFL probably this year. If he could just, I don't know, step the fuck up, I guess, then maybe we'll have to see something differently. But yeah, I'm going to give the Vikings the edge here. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans going up against the New Orleans Saints. The Saints, man, they are now expected to win the NFC North, or the NFC South, excuse me. After the Buccaneers are expected to be shit, after the Panthers are not expected to do that well, and there's just not much going on in that division. So the Saints they're the top dogs right now in the NFC South and the favorites, most likely. Tennessee Titans, man, there's not much right now for Tennessee. They just got D Hop from Arizona, and I don't know if that's really gonna do much for their offense. I don't know if D Hop is gonna put up another great season. D Hop hasn't been that well. He hasn't. He's been okay since his last season in Houston with the Texans, but just didn't really show much superstar power. Just wasn't that consistent with the Arizona Cardinals. And I don't know with the Tennessee Titans. Maybe some will fix. Maybe Ryan Tannehill will click again, having a number one true wide receiver, and then also having an elite running back in Derrick Henry. Maybe the Titans can emerge themselves, and their vision is not that tough. I mean, maybe I could see the Titans winning the Jaguars, beating the Jaguars, maybe one game at least. But overall, I think the Titans could definitely push for a playoff spot just because this division is not that well in the AFC South. And the Saints, I mean, as well. I mean, they're the favorites right now in the NFC South, and they could very much defeat the Falcons, the Panthers, the Buccaneers. So as much as it's not much to say that either team can go up against each other and see who, the Jaguars, though, are the favorites in the AFC South, and the Saints are the favorites in the NFC South, while the Titans, are they really going to make a push for that division? We'll see, but right now, it's just kind of unlikely. But a matchup between the both of them. I mean, the Saints' defense is definitely very slept on right now, and their offense is very fucking good. While the Titans' offense, we'll see what they could do. They have weapons, but their defense is really going to hold up. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to get the Saints the victory here. I'm going to give them my pick here for today. I just think that the Saints offense, maybe Derek Carr is going to have a better performance than Ryan Tannehill in his first game with that new offense. So we'll just have to wait and see there. Next, we got the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this is probably going to be one of the best games of week one. I was about to say of the season, off the rip. Some high expectations for me to say, but this is one of the games that definitely I'm truly going to be watching or keeping my eye on, because these are two defensive powerhouse teams right here. The 49ers, who have arguably the best defense in the entire NFL, and the Steelers, who, I mean, they have two guys who literally can always consistently prove themselves as Defensive Player of the Year, but especially TJ Watt, who if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, I have him as the defensive player of the year for the season. So this is going to be a defensive slugfest, as you could probably tell or expect. And not much offense going. Brock Purdy, what, is going to be the starting quarterback for the 49ers in this game? And then Kenny Pickett is going to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers. Now, for me, I'm expecting a lot from Kenny Pickett. I really do hope he breaks out this season. I have him in my fantasy, but I don't know. I have a feeling Kenny Pickett's going to go crazy this season. So, over Brock Purdy, I mean, the offense is schemed to the max. The 49ers offense is limitless. They have all kinds of weapons they could throw out. They can run the ball well. They could throw the ball well. Brock Purdy doesn't have to really do much with the offense. Their offense is fucking talented. While the Steelers, they do have a couple weapons that they can match up well with. And while they do have a more concise quarterback, or at least a quarterback who has a little bit more experience than Brock Purdy, even though they do have like almost the same amount of starts. So the experience at quarterback is still very young. It's very inexperienced, but still, I mean, both defenses can hold on to. But low key, I could see the Steelers upsetting the 49ers. And usually the 49ers are kind of another team that always start the season kind of slow, but then they fucking, from like week 4 and on, they just completely dominate. It's like they always have a rough start to a year, and then they just kind of, by week 5, week 4, they just start steamrolling the entire NFL, and they just start dominating. So maybe I'm gonna probably follow that formula. Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers defeating the 49ers. I gotta pick an upset somehow, so give me the Niners. Not winning this game. I almost caught myself there. So yeah, give me the Steelers defeating the 49ers in week 1. Next, we got the Arizona Cardinals going up against the Washington Commanders. Yay, this is going to be a fun game to watch. Yay, hooray. Wow. Anyways, the Arizona Cardinals, they're expected to be a shitty-ass team. Not much to look forward to. Kyler Murray is injured, rookie head coach. They don't really have that many weapons on offense, and their defense is not that great. The Commanders, they finally are free from Dan Snyder, the most incompetent, the most ridiculous, the most unforgiving douchebag of a person he could possibly be, of an owner. He's gone. He's out of here. Finally, the Commanders are setting free. They don't have to deal with his bitch ass anymore. Amazing. As a Commanders fan, why would you not be happy about that? Oh, I'm not a Commanders fan. But if you are a Commanders fan, you're ecstatic about that. I had to pause right there just to, see how you guys were really feeling about it, because I know the Commanders fans are just crying tears of joy that he left. But unfortunately, the ownership could do much. But we'll see what they could do on the field, because they don't really have that much talent on the field. And on defense, they definitely do have a lot of talent. On offense, they could also prove that as well. But they do have Sam Howell, who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Commanders at the moment. Yeah, Sam Howell. He's a rookie coming out of North Carolina. So we'll have to wait and see what he could do. There's not much to say about the Commanders right now. So I really don't know what. I mean, the Commanders look better than the Cardinals, so I'm just going to pick the Commanders just because of that. But to be honest, I really don't have much information on either teams. I'm not expecting to be watching any Cardinals games. I mean, I'm definitely going to be watching a little bit of it, because obviously I'm going to be watching on Red Zone. But I don't even think Red Zone is going to be putting that much coverage on the Cardinals, just because who really wants to watch the Cardinals, guys? Like, let's come on now. And I'm sorry, guys. The Cardinals are just. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for all Cardinals fans now, man. You're probably just not doing well. Well, you know what you could expect from. Don't expect nothing too ridiculous from them this year. So yeah, I have the Commanders beating the Cardinals. No, without a doubt. Next, we have the Houston Texans going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Ravens. Let me repeat that again. Give me the Ravens. Thank you. Yeah, the Texans, look, they have CJ Stroud. They might actually play well in this game. They might show out. But that Ravens defense is no joke. And Lamar is going to be playing in this game. So I don't need. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll get to that in a second. But right now, this could be probably the most. This might be the lock of the week for me. The Ravens are fucking steamrolling the Texans. I'm sorry. I could also push the Cardinals uh as the lock of the Cardinals losing to the Commanders as also the lock of the week, but I feel a little bit more comfortable in the Ravens absolutely steamrolling the Texans because there's just not much that the Texans can do right now. And obviously they have another rookie quarterback making his debut. And against that Ravens defense, it's not going to be fun. So yeah, give me the Ravens absolutely dominating. Next, for the first one of the first 4 or 5 games and the 4:30 games later on, we got the Green Bay Packers going up against the Chicago Bears. So already an NFC North rivalry matchup. No Aaron Rodgers, guys. No Aaron Rodgers will be. This is the first time in since like 2000 what 7 or 6 that he wasn't with the Packers. He was not even drafted yet, or even the starter when he was the backup to Brett Favre, when he wasn't even the starter yet for the Packers, that he is not going to prove that he is the Bears' daddy once again, man. So it's going to be a new season, a new journey for the Packers. Obviously now with Jordan Love as the quarterback right now. Christian Watson is not going to be playing, and Romeo Dobbs as well. So there's 2 big weapons right there for the Packers that they're going to be missing for Jordan Love. So that's going to be a pretty bad, or 2 key misses for this game as well. Not having Christian Watson, who obviously had it started off pretty rough last year, but then he was able to pick things up in the second half of the year. And for Jordan Love, not having that many weapons right now, it's going to be pretty rough. But on the bright side, the defense looks promising. And, maybe this Packers team, consider that the division is not that tough. I mean, the Lions are going to be the only team that you're going to really have to be careful with, or actually even the Vikings. I mean, I know the Vikings, I feel like the Vikings were just so incredibly lucky, but you also just don't want to shrug them off like they're not a good team, because even getting 11 or 10 or 9 lucky wins last year, they were able to prove something, you know. So I can't expect them to do that well again last year, but the Packers, they might be a decent team this year, and they could actually be fighting for a playoff spot. While the Bears, their defense probably still sucks. I don't know. Did they really make that many? I don't even know if they made that many big adjustments on the defensive end during the offseason or during free agency or during the trade deadline. Like, there's not much to say right now for the Bears defense. They probably still sucks. Justin Fields might break out again. He had a lot of glimpse of just carrying this team last year. I mean, if they had a defense, maybe they would have made it a little bit more further. Maybe they would have had a couple more wins in their box. But you know what, man? I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like the Bears, despite having a non-existent defense at majority of times, maybe they might shock the Packers. I don't know. Maybe the Bears can come in, finally prove to themselves now that Aaron Rodgers is out. Hey, the owner doesn't own us anymore. He's out of the division. Yay! Maybe we could actually beat the Packers now that fucking Aaron Rodgers is not at quarterback. I don't know. Maybe they're probably gonna have that as some motivation. And Justin Fields. I mean, right now I would take Justin Fields over Jordan Love, even though we don't have almost nothing of what Jordan Love is gonna look like in the future, or at least this year. Yeah, give me the Bears, man. I'm trusting. I'm putting all of it on Justin Fields to just outperform the entire team. So a usual carry job for Justin Fields. That's what I'm expecting. So give me the Bears over the Packers. I would think the Bears could figure something out, but give me the Bears. Give me the Bears. Next, we got the Los Angeles. No, we're not. The Las Vegas Raiders going up against the Denver Broncos. 2 teams that disappointed last year, especially the Broncos, man. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to see this fucking game. I mean, I do expect the Broncos. Let's talk about the Raiders first, actually. The Raiders. No Derek Carr. You have Jimmy G. I mean, that's not really that much of an upgrade, but whatever. It is what it is. You still got Josh Jacobs. You still got Devontae Adams. You still have a pretty decent defense. They have, Tyree Wilson, who I think is going to be a dog. They have Max Crosby, who is pretty much the only reliable defensive player that they could always count on. The Broncos defense is serious, serious, serious business. While the offense is a serious, serious joke. Last year, they couldn't score 3 points. They couldn't score 1 point. If they was just to hit fucking field goal opportunities, they couldn't hit it. Their offense was disastrous last year. Russell Wilson was pathetic last year. The head coach you know what? Let me not even talk about it because we're not last year. We're in a new season. I don't even want to shit talk about the Broncos anymore. It's a new opportunity, new season. Whatever happened last year happened. It happened. They sucked ass. This year, it could be a different story. They don't have Nathaniel Hackett anymore. They have Sean Payton now, which is a major, 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 major fucking upgrade. So we could expect the Broncos to be a consistent team this year, hopefully. I mean, they should be a juggernaut of a team in an AFC West division that almost every team should be competitive, even the Raiders, who might be the worst team in that division just because they couldn't make much improvements there. But even with the Broncos, I mean, Russell Wilson, it can't get any worse. Like, the Broncos really reached rock bottom last year. They lost to the fucking Rams on Christmas and they got destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness, it was a disaster for them last year. So I'm gonna give them an opportunity to get the win against the Raiders, even though this is kind of a 50-50 to be honest with you. But give me the Broncos at home. Maybe Sean Payton's gonna prove, yeah, I'm gonna be a major difference maker for this team because their coaching was in fucking just unbelievably, unimaginably horrific. Let me make this a little bit easier for everybody else in the league to support. So we'll see. And hopefully Russell Wilson can do his fucking job and be back to being an elite quarterback because that's what Russell Wilson is. He's a future Hall of Famer, man. But he played like a fucking average third string quarterback last year. No, man. We need him to play good. So the Broncos, please step up, win tomorrow, prove a point. It's week 1, so you have to, prove it all season long. But at least after one win, you could feel like there's something clicking and that you can only get better from there moving on. So yeah. So give me the Broncos being the Raiders. Next, we got the New England Patriots going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Eagles. Not much to say. I'm going to be biased, so give me the Eagles over the Patriots for the Super Bowl 52 rematch. The Eagles are the standard in the NFC right now. Yes, the 49ers are right there, but right now, it's the Eagles. The Patriots could definitely make a good push in the playoffs this year in the AFC East, even though that AFC East division is fucking loaded. But it doesn't matter for me. Give me the Eagles beating the Patriots and probably steamrolling them. They're probably going to dominate. So give me the Eagles. Next, we got a close one here. We got the Miami Dolphins going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. Here we go, starting off with the Tua versus Justin Herbert game. Here comes all the fucking comparisons once again. Look, I said it yesterday. If the Dolphins can stay healthy, if Tua Tagovailoa can stay healthy all season long, we're making the playoffs, and we could expect ourselves to at least make the divisional. And if we could do even better than that, we could at least make it to the title game. And fucking who knows? In a fever dream that I have, they could be playing in the Super Bowl representing the AFC conference. The Dolphins can go for it. So stride high. I really am striding high for the Dolphins. Though the Chargers are a pretty solid team, but I'm done being one of those people who always have to give the Chargers some kind of like, oh, but they have Justin Herbert and this and that. they always figure out a way to ruin themselves. Their head coach, Brian Stanley, he still has a job. They're still giving him one more chance. But if he can't pick things up this season, he has to get fired. You know what I mean? After blowing that lead against the Jaguars in the wild card game last year, wasn't enough. There's just we'll have to see if there's anything more left to prove this year. But I do expect Justin Herbert to have a great season, though. I do want him to play well. This and that. But I mean, I gotta go for the Dolphins, guys. Like, yeah, that's not surprising here. And yeah, they're gonna be on the road. It's gonna be in Los Angeles with all the Chargers fans. Let's be real. There's gonna be more Dolphins fans over there in LA, unfortunately. But that's not gonna make the huge difference there. But give me the Dolphins. Just give me the Dolphins there. Thank you. Yeah. Next, we got the LA Rams going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, the Rams already are off to a bad start. Cooper Kupp is missing the first 3 games of the season. Matthew Stafford. The Rams, last year they were a disaster. The Seahawks were expected to be a team not doing much, and they made it to the fucking playoffs. And, well, they definitely did more than a bunch. They definitely did a lot more than a whole lot. So I'm expecting the Seahawks to win this game pretty easily. So yeah, give me Seattle defeating the Rams easily. Finally, let's get to the Sunday night football game between the Cowboys and the Giants. Ew, that's kind of gross. NFC Championship game, never. But the Cowboys and the Giants, ew. Give me the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they're probably going to win this game. It's in New York or this and a side. Give me the Giants. Give me the Giants to no, I'm kidding. Give me the Cowboys to win this game. The Cowboys defense are probably going to steamroll the Giants offense. There's not much I could say here. Yeah, give me the Cowboys as much as I don't like it. And then finally, last game of the season. I'm going to just get I'm going a little fast, so I could just get straight to my season predictions because I got to get there as quick as possible, right? So Monday Night Football, Bills versus Jets. This is going to be a hell of a game right here. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets. Hey, man, give me the Jets. At least one New York team is going to win at MetLife Stadium. It's not going to be the Jets on Sunday night, but it's not going to be the Giants on Sunday night, but it's going to be the Jets on Monday night. So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers making his first start for the Packers. Not for the Packers. Why did I say the Packers? For the Jets. And Buffalo. Look, man, I'm losing hope for the Chargers, and I'm losing hope for the Bills. The Bills, I think, I'm not counting them out or anything, but the Jets are definitely going to give them some competition. You know what? The hype is real for the Lions. You know what? I'm going to expect the Jets to win this game. I mean, the Jets looked good. And after watching Hard Knocks, after watching 5 episodes, I'm convinced that this team could definitely get 9 or 10 wins this year. We'll have to wait and see. Give me the Jets. Don't disappoint. Give me the Jets beating the Bills. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're at 53 minutes. We have to get things going quickly. All right, so my predictions, right? So let's go back. So I had the Lions. So the Lions beat the Chiefs, right? I have the Falcons beating the Panthers. I have the Bengals over the Browns, the Jaguars over the Colts, the Vikings over the Buccaneers, the Saints over the Titans, the Steelers over the Niners, the Commanders over the Cardinals, the Ravens over the Texans, the Bears over the Packers, the Broncos over the Raiders, the Eagles over the Patriots, the Dolphins over the Chargers, the Seahawks over the Rams, the Cowboys over the Giants, and the Jets over the Bills. So those are my picks for week 1. Let me do Eliminator Challenge. Okay, so week 1 for Eliminator Challenge, I'm going to be making one game my pick. Pretty much Eliminator Challenge is where I make my lock of the week, and I said that the Ravens beating the Texans was going to be the lock of the week. So give me the Raiders. Not the Raiders. Give me the Ravens. Ravens, there it is. Ravens annihilating the Texans. So boom, the Ravens is my week 1 pick for the lock of the week. Last year I picked the Broncos as my lock of the week for week 1, and I was eliminated from week 1. So the Ravens better not let me down. I should expect to survive at least to week 2, hopefully. So Ravens, they're my week 1 pick for the Eliminator Challenge. Let's see if I can go a couple more weeks, but at least for week 1, I got the Ravens. So that's that. I did my college football picks. I did my end picks. The win totals, I'll probably do that. Should I do that? Actually, I'm gonna just do that right now because I'm just gonna be making the rest of the picks. So let me just do that straight to it. Okay. So I already did my NFL award prediction. So if you want to see that episode's from yesterday, so you can go watch that. So now in the AFC East, so I'm making my AFC season record predictions for the NFC as well, and then my playoffs predictions, and then that's pretty much the whole episode, right? So I have everything done here. It's a little bit not it's all over the place. We're good. We're solid right here. Oh, and then I'm gonna have to push the artist is still drop. I'll probably push that back for Monday's episode, or for maybe Wednesday or Thursday's episode after Monday's episode. Whatever, I'll push that back. All right, regular season picks. Okay, AFC East. AFC East. So let me go to the NFL standings. Let me just look at the standings for each division. Okay. So in the AFC East, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough, man. This is going to be a tough division to rank. This is probably the best division in all of football, all off the rip. Who do I think is going to go fourth in that division? Who do I think is going to go fourth in that division? The New England Patriots. Give me the Patriots. The Patriots are going to be 8-9. 8-9. 8-9. Give me the Patriots 8-9. I don't feel they might be competitive in this and that, but that division is so fucking strong. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough for the New England Patriots. And for me, they look like the weakest team in that division. So that's just for me. And number 3, give me the Bills. Y'all are not gonna like that, but they're gonna get probably like 9. They're probably gonna be 9-8. Give me 9-8. So the Bills are going to drop off this year a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely not rooting for the Bills that much. I don't have that much hype for them this year. I'm sorry, call me a hater, but the division just got stacked. Give me the Jets at 10-7, and then the Dolphins at 11-6. Yes, so pretty much one game separates the entire division. So the Patriots have 8. The Patriots 8-9, the Bills 9-8, the Jets 10-7, and the Dolphins 11-6. Because that division is too loaded, I don't want to give the division winner 2 or 3 wins above the second place team. Because that's like this division is going to be loaded. Hopefully, it's going to be very competitive, and the Dolphins are going to have some struggles. I do expect them to have some struggles, but hopefully it's not due to fucking injury concerns or Tua not playing well. Because I mean, picking the Dolphins win a division in this stacked division when you can go with Buffalo and you can go with the Jets as well, it's going to be difficult. But yes, I'm fucking biased. Whatever. It is what it is. Fucking deal with it. I don't give a shit. AFC North. NFC North. All right. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. NFC North. The worst team I have, the Browns. The Browns. I'm going to just make my picks here. I used to do it on a piece of paper, but I'll probably put that on a piece of paper after. For the Browns, they're going to be the 4th place team in the AFC North. They're probably going to also be 8-9. They're probably going to be 8-9 as well. So yeah, give me the Browns there. Next, I'm going to have to go with the Steelers. Steelers? I guess. Yeah, Steelers. They're probably going to go 9-8. 9-8 maybe as well. And then I'm going to have to pick the Ravens, who are also going to go 9-8. I do think they might have some struggles this year because that division is also very competitive. And then the Bengals, I think they're probably going to go 11-6. 11-6 or 12-5. Give me 12-5, actually. Give me 12-5. I think the Bengals are going to have a very good season. The Bengals, I think, good. You know what, bro? Fuck it. The Ravens are going to have 10 wins. So they're going to be 10-7. 10-7. And then the Bengals 12-5. 12-5. There we go. So yeah, there's that. So the Browns 8-9, the Steelers 9-8, the Ravens 10-7, and then the Bengals 12-5. Those are my picks there. In the AFC South, okay, worst division in that AFC South. Give me the fucking Texans for Shosky. Texans, give me 4-13. 4-13, they're going to be terrible. So 4-13, give me that. Colts are being third in that division. 5-12, maybe 5-12. I'm looking 5-12, not 5-13, 5-12. Titans, you know what? I'll give them 8 wins or 7 wins. 7-9. Nah. Yeah, you know what? Give me them with 7 wins, dude. Give me them with 7. They're gonna be 7-10. Titans 7-10, and then the Jaguars fucking 10-7. 10-7. Boom. Not even gonna be fucking close. All right. AFC West. AFC West. Worst team in that division, give me the Raiders. They're going to be 8-9. Probably 8-9. Broncos, 8-9. I think also the Broncos are going to be kind of the same with the Raiders. They're just going to be there. So over a tiebreaker, the Broncos are probably going to be ahead of the Raiders. Then the Chargers, 9-8. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to put the Chargers at third at 8-9. So they're going to have the tiebreaker over the Broncos. Over the Raiders. And the Broncos are going to be second in the division. They're going to be second in division. So the Raiders and the Chargers 8-9. But the Raiders are going to be fourth. And the Chargers are going to be third. And then the Broncos second. And then obviously the Chiefs will be number 1. Because, yes, after one loss, that doesn't fucking matter to me. 12-5, 12-5 right there, easy right there for the Chiefs. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, the AFC is done. So let's now do the NFC East. Let's get started with the NFC East. All right, bada bing, bada boom. Worst team in the NFC East, definitely the Commandos. The Commanders are probably gonna get 6 wins, so 6-11. Give me 6-11. Excuse me, 6-11. The Giants are going to be third. Excuse me once again. The Giants are probably going to be 8-9. They're going to fall off a bit last year. I'm sorry, guys. Cowboys 10-7. I could see them going 10-7 for sure. And then the Eagles 12-5 or 11-6. 12-5. 12-5. Yeah. Actually, you know what, bro? I think the Chiefs, you know what? Give me the Bengals at 13-4. I think the Bengals are going to get the number 1 seed in the AFC. Do you know what? Fuck it. Give me the Bengals, and then the Chiefs will stay at 12-5. And then the Eagles will stay at 12-5. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. All right. Now, NFC North. Okay, NFC North, the Bears are probably going to be the worst team in that division. Give me like 6-11 as well, just like the Commandos. Then give me the Vikings or the Packers. Who do I take, Vikings or Packers? Give me the Packers. Give me the Packers. Maybe like at 8-9. And then the Vikings, maybe 9-8. So they're going to fall off a bit. Just a bit right there. And then the Lions are going to win that division most likely at 11-6, or actually no, 10-6, 10-7 or 11-6, 10-7. You know what, man? The Lions might be they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFC. Give me 11-7, dude. 11-6, my bad. 11-6. They might be a dangerous team, dude. Oof. Yeah. The Lions hype is real. The Lions hype is real, guys. So I have them 11 wins. That might be a lot, but we'll have to wait and see. NFC South. NFC South Division. All right. NFC South Division. The worst team is going to be the Buccaneers, I believe. They're going to have like 4-13. They're going to be like 4-13. The Falcons or the Panthers. Give me the Panthers at 3 in the division. They're probably going to be like 6-11 as well. Then the Falcons. You know what? The Falcons, give me 9-8. I feel like they actually might have a winning record this year. So you know what? Give me them. And then the Saints, they might go for 10 wins. I'm not gonna lie, they might go for 10 wins. 10-7. I'll pick the Saints at 10-7. 10-7. Yeah, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. And then finally, the NFC West, the last division to rank. Now, the worst team is the Cardinals. Yes, for sure. 3-14. 3-14. They're gonna be awful. Then the Rams, 6-11. You know what? Fine, 7-9. I'll give them 7-9. 7-9. Maybe it won't be that bad. Wait, 7-9? No, not 7-9. 7-10. Okay, that might be that bad. Then the Seahawks. Okay, and 9-8. 9-8 as well, and then give me the Niners winning that division 12-5. 12-5. 12-5. Yeah, fuck it. 12-5. The Niners will take it. All right. So in the AFC East, from fourth, I'm going from worst to best in each division. So in the AFC East, we got the Patriots 8-9, the Bills 9-8, the Jets 10-7, and the Dolphins 11-6. That's in the AFC East. Now in the AFC North, the Browns 8-9, the Steelers 9-8, the Ravens 10-7, the Bengals 13-4. In the AFC South, the Texans 4-13, the Colts 5-12, the Titans 7-10, the Jaguars 10-7. In the AFC West, the Raiders 8-9, the Chargers 8-9, the Broncos 9-8, and the Chiefs 12-5. In the NFC East, the Commanders 6-11, the Giants 8-9, Cowboys 10-7, and the Eagles 12-5. In the NFC North, the Bears 6-11, the Packers 8-9, the Vikings 9-8, the Lions 11-6. So that's the NFC North. The NFC South, the Buccaneers 4-13, the Panthers 6-11, the Falcons 9-8, the Saints 10-7. And then finally in the NFC West, the Cardinals 3-14, pathetic. Rams 7-10, the Seahawks 9-8, and then the Niners 12-5. All right. So there we go. There we go, guys. So in the AFC, for my 1 through 7 seeds. So let me just do my seedings right now. AFC and NFC title, or not titles. Seedings. Okay, 1 through 7. Okay. All right. So the 7 seeds. Let's start off with the AFC first. Obviously, let's start off with the AFC first. Where did it go? Okay. In the AFC, so the 7 best teams in the AFC. So obviously the division leaders, right, with the Dolphins, with the Bengals, with the Jaguars, and the Chiefs. So the Dolphins, Bengals. Let me just add that. Dolphins, Bengals, Chiefs, and then what? Jaguars, yes. Now the Dolphins, how many wins did I have the Dolphins winning? I have them 11-6. So Dolphins going 11-6, and then the Bengals at what? The Bengals at 13-4. So 13-4 right there. 13-4 right there. The Chiefs, I have them 12-5. 12-5. Okay, 12-5 right there. 12-5. And then the Jaguars are also, I believe, hold on. The Jaguars, let me see. The Jaguars 10-7. 10-7. Okay, so 10-7, the Jaguars are. Okay, so those are the division winners. So the AFC West winner, Chiefs, the AFC North winner, Bengals, the AFC South winner, Jaguars, and the AFC East winner, Dolphins. So now the 3 wildcard teams in the AFC. So the teams that we got the Jets. We got the Jets right now at 10 wins, the Ravens at 10 wins, and then the Broncos. Okay, so the Patriots are not in the playoffs. The Browns are not in the playoffs. The Steelers are not going to make the playoffs, even though that could be another team that I would like to have. But the AFC is too hard, man. The Texans are not making the playoffs. The Colts are not making the playoffs. The Titans are not making the playoffs. So nobody's coming out of the AFC South but the Jaguars, just the Jaguars. The Raiders are not making it. The Chargers are not making it. The Broncos might make it with a 9-8 record. So Broncos and the Ravens and then the Jets. So Ravens. So it could, yeah, man. I think, Ravens, and then Broncos, and then wow, that's insane. I might have the Broncos. Yeah, the Broncos are 9-8, so they're gonna get a tiebreaker over the Chargers and the Raiders. So that's why they're gonna be a little bit higher, right? So let me just paste that there so I don't get confused. And then the last one is gonna be, so the Ravens already picked them. The Jets, man, 10-7. The Jets are 10-7, so they're gonna go 10-7. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so all right, so the Bengals are gonna be the number 1 seed because they have the best record. And then the Chiefs are gonna be the number 2 seed, and then the Dolphins are gonna be the number 3 seed. So Dolphins are be the number 3 seed, and then there's gonna be a pretty much a three deal with the Jaguars and the Jets and the Ravens, but the Jaguars are gonna get the 4th because they won the division, while the Jets and the Ravens, they have the same record as the Jaguars have the same record as the Jets and the Ravens, but the Jaguars get the tiebreaker because they do win the division, while the Jets and the Ravens are just wildcard teams. So Jets, they could stay at 5th, and then the Ravens could stay at 6, and then the Broncos at 7 right there. So number 1 seed in the AFC, Bengals. Number 2, Chiefs. Number 3, Dolphins. Number 4, Jaguars. Number 5, Jets. Number 6, Ravens. And number 7, Broncos. Now, let's do in the NFC. So in the NFC, the best team in the NFC right now. Okay, so there's gonna be a tiebreaker for the best team in the NFC, or for the NFC number 1 seed, because the Eagles and the Niners have the same record as I predict. They're gonna both go 12-5. But for me being biased, I'm gonna have them winning the number 1 seed. So yes, I do have them going number 1. So the Eagles are gonna be the number 1 seed in the NFC. And then so that means the 49ers are gonna go number 2. They're gonna get the number 2 seed in the NFC. So the Eagles number 1, the Niners number 2. So now the 5 other teams, what do we got? Okay, then the division winners. Okay, then we get the Lions, right? Then we get the Lions because they're the 3rd best record, 11-6. So the Lions are gonna get the 3 seed. Lions are gonna get the 3 seed. And then the 4th seed is gonna go to the Saints because they win a division in the NFC South. What the fuck? At 10-7. At 10-7 there. So the Saints are going to make it there as well. So now the 3 wildcard teams after the division winners. Yes. Okay. So next after the Saints, okay, blah blah blah. We got the Falcons, the Seahawks at 9-8, the Vikings at 9-8, and the Cowboys at 10-7. Okay, so the Commanders are not making it, the Giants are not making it, the Bears are not making it, the Packers are not making it to the playoffs. The Buccaneers, fuck no. The Cardinals, the Panthers are not making it, and the Rams are not making it. And maybe even okay. So we got the Seahawks, the Falcons, the Vikings, who all three teams are 9-8, and then the Cowboys 10-7. Okay, so the Cowboys, they're gonna get the fifth seed just because they have the better ranking there. So the Cowboys 10-7, so they're gonna get the fifth seed. They're gonna get the fifth seed. The fifth seed in that conference, the NFC conference. So between the Vikings, the Falcons, and the Seahawks, 3 9-8 teams, two of them making it to the playoffs. One is gonna be fucked over the tiebreaker, or whoever. So I mean, the Vikings made the playoffs last year, the Seahawks made the playoffs last year, and the Falcons didn't. But you know what? I'm gonna do something different. The Seahawks are gonna get the sixth seed. Okay, the Seahawks are gonna get the sixth seed over the tiebreaker, right? So yeah, the Seahawks are gonna get it. So who's gonna make it? Who's gonna get the last spot? The Vikings? Is it gonna be the Vikings or is it gonna beat the Falcons? Give me the Falcons. 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 The Falcons are gonna make the playoffs over the fucking Vikings. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. All right, there we go. So now the seedings are here. So now the number one seed in the NFC, the Eagles. The number two seed, the 49ers. The number three seed, the Lions. Number four seed, the Saints. And the number five seed, the Cowboys. Number six seed, the Seahawks. And the number seven seed, the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, so now we got our 7 AFC and 7 NFC teams. So now let's see how we're gonna fucking put this shit together. How we're gonna rank them and this and that. Um, we're gonna see how it works again. So yeah, I believe what is it again? So it's 6 wildcard games, obviously. So it's 6 different matchups. So yeah. So obviously the Bengals do not play week in the wild card round because they get the number one seed, and same thing with the Eagles. So after the Eagles and the Bengals, yes. So the Eagles and the Bengals get their first round. They get the first round bye, so they don't play in the wild card because they have the number one seed. So it's gonna be first the Chiefs. So it's gonna be first the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs versus the Broncos. Then it's gonna be the Dolphins versus the Ravens, and then the Jaguars versus the Jets. Okay, so that's in the AFC. So that's in the AFC. That's in the AFC. Okay, so the Chiefs are the number 2 seed, so they go up against the number 7 seed Broncos. The 3 seed Dolphins go up against the 6 seed Ravens, and the 4th seed Jets go up against the 4th seed Jets. No, the 4th seed Jaguars. Excuse me, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. The 4th seed Jaguars are going up against the 5th seed Jets. Okay, and now, so I have the divisional round matchups for the AFC. Now let me do the NFC real quick. So it's going to be the Niners. They're the 2nd seed. They're going to be going up against the Falcons, the 7th seed. And then it's going to be the Lions, the 3 seed, versus the Seahawks. What the fuck did I just spell? The Seahawks, the number 6 seed, right? And then the Saints, the 4th seed, going up against the 5th seed Cowboys. Okay. All right. So we have the divisional rounds matchups. Okay, this and that. Okay. Now for the first divisional round matchups, Chiefs versus Broncos. Oh no, excuse me, not the divisional round. This is the wild card. This is the wild card rounds. Excuse me. For the wild card rounds, so Chiefs versus Broncos. I'm sorry, but there goes the Chiefs. There goes the Chiefs, guys. I'm sorry, but this is just too good. This is just too good for them. The Chiefs are. I'm sorry. This is their moment. This is their year. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't really think the Chiefs are gonna make it back to the Super Bowl, or do I think? Nah, I have the Chiefs winning though. The Chiefs are gonna make it, so for sure the Chiefs are gonna win it for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. So that's not here or there. All right, so the Chiefs are gonna make it past through then. The divisional. Wait, let me separate this so I don't get like confused or anything, because I'm writing it on my phone, but I kind of just want a divisional round. Okay, boom. So wildcard round, Chiefs, they beat the Broncos. in the wild card round. Then the Dolphins versus Ravens. Give me the Dolphins beating the Ravens, guys. Give me the Dolphins beating the Ravens. I really do think the Dolphins, they have something bright. The Ravens are going to be a good team. And I do think at some point within the next 5 years, hopefully they could do win a Super Bowl. But Dolphins, if they could stay healthy, a lot could happen. A lot could happen. Hopefully. Then the Jaguars versus the Jets. Give me the Jags, man. I think the Jaguars are ready for this shit. The Jaguars are ready for this shit. So they're going to be the lower seeded team, right? So they're going to go up against the. They're going to go up against the who? The Bengals. They're going to go up against the Bengals. Yeah. So Jaguars are going to go up against the. Wait, hold on. No. Wait, so the Bengals are going to hold up against. Yeah, so the Bengals are going to hold the. Bengals are going to go up against the Jets because they're the lower seed, and then it's going to be the Chiefs versus Dolphins. Yes, Chiefs versus Dolphins. Chiefs versus Dolphins. Okay. Chiefs versus Dolphins and Bengals versus Jets in the AFC divisional round. Now, let's do NFC. NFC division. Let's do NFC wild card round. NFC wild card round. NFC wild card round. Okay. So next we have the 49ers. So the Eagles, they get the number one bye, right? They get the first round bye. So the 49ers, Falcons, give me the 49ers right there, beating the Falcons. Then we have the Lions versus the Seahawks. Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions, guys. Give me the Lions. And then the Eagles are going to go up against either the Saints or the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. So the Cowboys, they're going to go up against the Eagles in a divisional round. And the Lions are going to go up against the 49ers. Boom, 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 boom. All right, now we're down to 8 final teams, guys. The Chiefs versus the Dolphins, the Bengals versus the Jets in a divisional round to make it to the AFC Championship. Who is going to make it to the AFC Championship game? Was it going to be the Chiefs, Jets, Bengals, Chiefs, Dolphins, Bengals? How is it going to go? So Chiefs versus Dolphins. If we could stay healthy, oh man. You know what? I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going to go with the Chiefs because they look like a great team. And I don't want to be you know what? No. You really thought I'm going to pick the Chiefs? No. It is super hard to repeat in the NFL. It's really hard to repeat in the NFL. It really is. And for me personally, I think the Chiefs is going to have some struggles this year. Their competition in the AFC just gotten tougher. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins in the title game. Yeah, I'm very biased. But hey, if they could stay healthy, they could beat the Chiefs. If the Dolphins could stay healthy, this is like the perfect case scenario for the Dolphins because if anything goes wrong, we're not making it this far. But if things are expected to go the way they're expected to go, and even if we do have to suffer some certain players injuries and this and that, if that still doesn't derail our season, we could still make things happen. Chiefs losing to the fucking Dolphins in the divisional round game doesn't seem like the most accurate or normal thing that anyone can tell you right now because no one is looking at me and being like, oh yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, I see that happening. But that's the fun of it. I could be biased a little bit and I could also be realistic and also kind of, this and that. Now, you don't know if I have them win the Super Bowl. That's the thing. I have them making it to the title game, but you don't even know if I have them winning at all. So, but whatever. I'll have the Dolphins beating the Chiefs. Yes, I know. And then I have the Bengals beating the Jets. I have the Dolphins and the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. So the Bengals will beat the Jets in a divisional round. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers can't make it again to the title game, but maybe next year something different can happen. Then now in the NFC divisional round, we have the 49ers versus the Lions. Give me the Niners give me the Niners. Give me the Niners. Yeah, for sure. In the NFC Championship game, let me make it NFC Championship. Okay. NFC Championship. Okay. Boom, boom. NFC Championship. Yeah, give me the Niners over the Lions, and then the Eagles. Give me the Eagles over the Cowboys. So once again, we're gonna get a rematch of the what the fuck am I talking? We're gonna get a rematch of the NFC Championship from last season with the Niners and the Eagles. This time, hopefully, it's actually number one best defense versus number one best offense. I want a real matchup. I don't want to blow out like we had last year. Yes, it was a very comfortable win, but I didn't feel great about it. I want this matchup to be amazing. So, 49ers versus Eagles, let's see if that can happen for real this time. And now, let's get straight to it. AFC Championship game. We're here, guys. AFC Championship game. Dolphins versus Bengals. Who do I have making it to the Super Bowl? Give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals, guys. Yep. I said it, guys. Give me the Bengals making it to the Super Bowl. The Bengals will win the AFC Championship game, defeating the Miami Dolphins, and they will move on to the Super Bowl. Yes. So I'm not biased in saying the Dolphins are winning it. I just had them beat the Chiefs. That's the most they can do. If they could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, that would be the greatest thing ever. So we'll see. We'll see. But the Bengals, I do have them winning it, and they're going to make it to the top, and they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. Now, in the NFC Championship game, 49ers, Eagles. Will we get Bengals, Eagles? Will we get Bengals, 49ers? Am I going to be biased and say the Eagles are going to win? Or maybe let me put in consideration that this is going to be the matchup that we all want with the best defense, with most likely the best offense. So 49ers, Eagles, if it's the way it goes, if it's not a fucking blowout, if both teams are completely healthy, because again, this whole playoffs, the regular season scenarios, again, I'm not obviously counting the fact that, Joe Burrow could be injured in week 10 and that ruins the Bengals season. Knock on fucking wood, because I'm not expecting that. I don't wish for that, obviously, but you never know. So I'm just having fun here. I'm definitely going to be wrong. I'm not bound to go fucking perfect, but we'll have to wait and see. The Bengals, I see a lot of them. I see a lot of the Bengals this year, man. And yeah, maybe the Dolphins over the Chiefs. A lot of people are gonna look at me and what the fuck is wrong with you? But guess what? Like, there's you can't blame me. They're just my fucking predictions, and we'll have to go and we'll have to wait and see what actually happens. But will the Eagles make it back to the Super Bowl, or will the Niners take over? Give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles. You know what, dude? Give me the Niners, dude. Ah, man. You know what? Fuck, dude. I'm gonna actually have to go against I'm gonna have to go against the Eagles. I think the Niners defense is really good, and I do think the Eagles probably are gonna lose a little bit of focus. I think Jalen Hurts is still gonna put up if I think Jalen Hurts is gonna put up an MVP type season. Wait, did I have him win MVP? No, I had Joe Burrow winning MVP. You know what, man? I might actually have to pick I might have to pick the Niners. Or can I pick the Eagles? Because look, if I pick the Eagles, I don't even know if I have them being the Bengals. That's the thing. The Bengals, look, I kind of hinted yesterday that I was going to have the Bengals pretty far. I have Joe Burrow winning MVP. I might have him win the Super Bowl this year. I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm not going to lie, man. So you know what? I'd rather have the Niners take us down in the championship game. And if the Niners do play in the Super Bowl, they get beaten by the Cincinnati Bengals. So instead of me suffering, or the Eagles having to suffer to lose 2 straight back-to-back Super Bowl losses. Yes, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl again, based on my prediction, but again, we don't have to be heartbroken once again. And while the Chiefs didn't even make it to the Super Bowl, they didn't even make it to the title game. That Dolphins over Chiefs game, that's my biggest fucking, that's my riskiest fucking pick I could possibly make. But I'm here for it. I gotta make some risk, guys. Football is unpredictable. You never know what could fucking happen. You know what I mean? And what if somehow I'm fucking right in January and they actually do play against each other? Then people are gonna look at me and they're gonna be like, "Holy shit! This motherfucker knew 4 months ago the Dolphins were going to do this shit. How did he know that? He was just biased as fuck, but he also is a genius. Oh my God. You never know. So yeah, my Super Bowl is going to be the Bengals versus the 49ers, which is a Super Bowl that happened in the 90s that Joe Montana, not Bengals Chiefs, Bengals, I mean, they obviously got fucking steamrolled by the fucking Niners Super Bowl. They played in the Super Bowl. That's when Joe Montana obviously destroyed the Niners, and the Bengals. They're one of the last teams in the NFL. They're one of the one of 10 or 11. No, I think 12 teams. There's 12 teams that have not won a Super Bowl yet, and the Bengals are one of them. The Bengals already made it to the Super Bowl 2 years ago against the Rams, which they lost. I have Joe Burrow winning MVP. He's the highest paid quarterback. I'm kind of thinking the Bengals are going to have that season that Joe Burrow had in LSU where everything just goes right. They're not going to have a perfect record, but he's going to win MVP. He's going to win his first Super Bowl, and he's going to win Super Bowl MVP. Maybe Jamar Chase could even win Super Bowl MVP. I could even put a bet that Jamar Chase might take Super Bowl MVP. But yes, you heard it here, folks. The Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl 57 champions. The Super Bowl 57 champions will be, or 57 or 58. Is this Super Bowl 57 or 58? Super Bowl 57, right? This is 57. Which Super Bowl is it? 57? 57, yes. For Super Bowl 57. Man, Super Bowl 57, guys. Yeah, I have the Bengals beating the Niners. I have the Bengals beating the Niners in the Super Bowl. Yes, that's what I want. That's what I'm thinking is it could happen. That's what I'm predicting. We'll have to wait and see. No, that's Super Bowl 58, guys. It's Super Bowl 58. I'm so stupid. It's Super Bowl 58. 58. 57 was last year. 58 is this year. 58 is next year, guys. 58 is next year, yeah. 58. Super Bowl 58. Super Bowl 58 champions will be the Cincinnati Bengals defeating the San Francisco 49ers. And that, ladies and gentlemen, after an hour and a half of recording, those are my predictions. Those are my playoff predictions, my AFC, NFC records for every single team, the seedings for the playoffs, playoff predictions. I mean, that I went through everything I could possibly go through in this episode. I covered pretty much everything else. Right. Yes, that's that. I did my awards yesterday, so that is it, guys. I have the Bengals beating the Niners in the Super Bowl. That is my opinion. It could go right. It could go wrong. You never know, right? Another episode dropping on Monday night after all of college football games today and after all the NFL games tomorrow. And then I'll do the episode during the Monday Night Football game between the Bills and the Jets. So yeah, I'll just be going over that. And thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I am uploading these episodes now on YouTube. So you can go on the Versatility Podcast YouTube channel and you can see the newest episodes. So I've uploaded I think 2 of them so far. And so then I'm going to be uploading this one and the one on Monday and so on and so forth. I'm also doing YouTube reactions. I have a Utopia album reaction video, and I might do one for Olivia Rodrigo's new album Guts. I might do one tonight. I might work on that maybe tomorrow morning before football. I'll have to see how it goes. And yeah, I might be uploading that soon enough as well. So yeah, make sure you check out my channel there. You check on it on Spotify as usual if that's where you check out my podcast. But other than that, see you guys in a bit. Take care and peace out, my friends.